Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Having some fun in studio. With Randall Winter of Randall Winter Construction, you can go to constructionsantaclarita.com for more information, or you can keep listening. And we're going to talk some landscaping.
Yep.
With NV Landscape, Jeff Brown of NV Landscape.
Jeff Brown, NV Landscape.
It's nice to be back. Glad to be here.
Thank you again. It's nice having someone that knows what he's talking about on my show.
Well, it's not only that.
You too, John.
Now we're talking about all the fun stuff that's out there. The insurance. I feel like we're kind of down in the weeds. We're working hard. You're thinking too much about it. That's on here. But we really can talk about some things that put a smile on your face, makes you want to come home and just enjoy where you are.
That's right. You make that paradise at our home, don't you?
I try.
One of the things that I noticed people really like, besides their swimming pools and their barbecues, is some sort of water feature. There's something soothing about a water feature. I remember when you designed my house in Southern Oaks 100 years ago or 12 years ago. We had a
stream and a pond.
And a pond, yeah.
We had a nice little babbling brook that led into a pond. And what it did is not only give you the sound of water that's there, the babbling brook, because that helps a lot. It takes out, there's always background noise in our neighborhoods on here. But if you want to have just a tranquil, serene environment, the sound of water helps make that. And not only that, when you're looking at the water and you're seeing it, whether you're looking at the koi that are swimming in the pond, or you're even just looking at the reflection of the sky onto the water, it adds another dimension to the garden and to that space.
Yep, it makes it peaceful. Yeah, I love sitting in my motorhome right next to the ocean, listening to the waves pound. But that babbling brook, that's something beautiful. So, also you can have the one thing I know is looking at those koi. Mm-hmm. That's really fun. I mean, it's so peaceful to see them swimming in and out. Now, is there a problem keeping those up? Is it as hard or easy as a pool? And
I think
people need to know about that because it's a great feature.
Do you want to know something? Koi may be the perfect pet because they're beautiful to look at. They actually respond to you when you get to know them.
When you give them food.
Absolutely. And they see you come out there. And so when I come into my backyard, when the koi see me, they all rush over. And it's almost like the water starts boiling. They get so excited. They're bouncing around in there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to see the koi. But you want to know something? If you have a well-designed and a well-built pond that takes into account all of the things that need to be done, koi are almost effortless to take care of. But with that goes, you need proper filtration, you need to have the proper bacteria that's in the pond on here. We want plants to be a part of that. But when you have all of that, it is so easy to take care of it. Now, I always tell my clients, I said, look, having a koi pond is not no maintenance, but it can be very low maintenance.
One of my fears about the koi pond, at least in my new area I moved into Happy Valley now, is critters coming and eating my fish.
Definitely that's a concern.
Is there any way to protect against that?
You can take some actions against them. Some basic things that you can do is how you design the pond. The pond itself can provide shelter and a hiding place for the fish that are in the pond.
Okay.
I live also nearby you, and I have raccoons that have come in. We've had all kinds of birds that have been birds of prey, and I will say that over the last 15 years, yes, we have provided some sushi to the wildlife.
Right.
But it hasn't been a lot.
Oh, good.
Okay, and one of the things that I have done on here is that I've put on what's called a scarecrow. And a scarecrow is a battery-operated rainbird sprinkler, essentially. And what it has on there is a motion detector. And so if you have a raccoon issue that's on here, what happens is that the raccoon, which typically, they're nocturnal, they'll come by at night, they will come by when you're not looking, but the motion detector on the sprinkler is there, and it will detect it and spray water right at it, and it shoots the water at it. So this is probably the best non-lethal control that we have.
So when you said scarecrow, you didn't really mean a body.
No, but it's called a scarecrow. And by the way, if anybody needs one, we've had them, and we've stocked them in our office that are here, but you can also get them online.
Okay, so it's a motion sensor that senses a little raccoon coming and eat your fishy.
It's a nice little device. You put a little 9-volt battery in there, you connect it to your garden hose, and you point it in the direction that you want it, and you're off and running.
Cool. So that's one way to.
So
save
it's
you.
great. But if you do have a pond, part of there's kind of a two-edged sword, is that people want nature to be a part of your pond environment here, that you want the birds, you want your butterflies, you want all the things that they can attract that are beautiful to have, but you don't necessarily want the nasty predators that might make it difficult to enjoy the pond. Okay. And we can work with that.
That's cool. All right, well, that's reassuring, because I got to tell you, there's nothing more pleasing and peaceful than just listening to that water just babble was the word you used, huh? Okay. I'll quit babbling in here. Lucky enough to live next to a stream, then what?
Well, if you're not lucky enough to list, looks like we're out of time. Kyle's
we'll
giving
come
me
back.
the
That's what we call a radio tease, Randall.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that next.
Okay.
We're getting zen here on the Home 411. Just relaxing. Maybe I should get some sound effects in here. Or
Get a little fountain going.
Yeah, maybe
We'll talk about that next.
All right, coming up next on the Home 411 show on AM 1220 KHTS.